Welcome to the Bad Dadvice podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Physical Education, Jacksonville's best facility for personalized strength and conditioning programs. Over at PE Gym, their personal trainers work to improve your overall strength, mobility, speed, and explosiveness with tailored workouts to make sure every client gets the exact training they need to reach their goals. Visit www.phys-ed-jax.com for more details and to book your first appointment today. And that's the best that's ever going to be.
That's pretty good.
That
We
was
have a sponsor.
Not even
banging.
not a flub. Not a flub.
I was waiting for it.
On the first live ad read of the podcast, not a flub.
Not one flub.
I mean,
I'm
I think
pretty
it's this just for those that don't know, this is real. Like that's not a fake.
Super real.
We're not pretending.
Like I didn't make
Yeah,
that. That's
real
that's a real
sponsorship.
gym.
Real sponsorship.
We beat our benchmark of 4 episodes.
True.
We're on episode 5, and we actually have a sponsor.
Yeah.
It's insane, and I think it's a little ironic that these 4 dad bods here, our first sponsor, the first sponsor that we could find was a personal training gym, which
Yeah, I mean, it makes complete sense because they knew it was a good opportunity. They're like, these guys are looking for some help.
It's basically free marketing with no loss of business.
it's a free
Like,
sign.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
it's
like,
free signage.
Yeah, if we end up working out and getting a little bit more healthy, people are going to watch the podcast and be like, "Whoa, those guys look good." Phys Ed Jax.
Right, like it's a sponsorship that's going to give us absolutely nothing. So our next sponsorship is what? VHS? Blockbuster video stock? Can you pay us in Enron stock?
I mean, that might be it. I don't know, but it's still crazy. I mean, what we made it to 5. First of all, I know we already talked about this, but we were completely serious when we thought there was no chance we were making it past like 3, and we're here. We've got a video on TikTok that's got 12,000 views. One that's got 5,000. You just had a dad bod video that has like 400 on YouTube.
Well done.
We're doing things. I mean, what do you got to say?
It's not going to last.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know how many more episodes we have. Right, it's like 4. 4 was a good over under there. So obviously we hit our over for all you gamblers out there. You're welcome. I don't know. I mean, I think every 4, I convinced Janie that this is still a good idea and this is still working. That I kind of buy myself 4 more.
Here's why I don't think we're going to get a lot more episodes. It's because we still don't know, as a group of 4 fat men, how to breathe and do a podcast at the same time.
Dude, I'm like so
so
self-conscious about it. I don't know what. I think I got like a deviated septum.
So,
But we do have a signal now to give to everybody.
we got the signal.
Break dancing.
But also, we just may. We'll have to see how this works out. But we may have figured out 4K video this time.
That's true. We've been basically recording on a potato the first 4 episodes. And this time, now you guys can see how ugly we really are.
Right, you can see
You
you
are
can see my
welcome.
fat in 4K.
I
now.
know. I like
I weigh 4K 1,000 pounds.
so 4K
4K 1,000.
Nice. So I've been wearing this black hoodie in case you couldn't tell because it was kind of flattering.
Slimming.
In 4K.
I went with an all black outfit today. And when we were testing all this, I asked Carter, I was like, do I look fat? And he goes, well, yeah, you're in 4K.
There's no hiding it.
You can't hide it in 4K.
I actually didn't know we were going to be in 4K today. If I had known, I probably would have wore a different shirt because this one was already a little tight when I put it on, like before I came over here. So if I'd have known, I probably would have worn maybe a little bit bigger of a shirt. But
Yeah.
you know, whatever. It is what it is. You live and you learn, right?
Yeah. I guess we'll mention if there is anybody out there now that they can see what we really look like and wants to sponsor the podcast, send us an email.
Love that.
We
Still
gotta
no
get a
email
fucking
address.
We do
I'm gonna put that-
have social media accounts. We've got a TikTok, we've got an Instagram, we've got a YouTube, we're on all platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the things.
Yeah, if you just write a comment, we'll definitely see it.
We're still tracking the number of likes. So when we get a comment, we see it.
Yeah, we got a YouTube short. It got 300 views. We're basically
doing
famous.
pretty good.
Barstool, where you at?
All right, let's go around the room. Today, what we got today? We'll do a little around the room. And then maybe do a little game at the end. Do a little.
Yeah, I spent probably the most time I've spent on this whole podcast on making a new game because we heard everybody was sick of drafts and all this stuff and trivia. So I've got a brand new game.
We heard from who?
Our
from
wives.
Our wives.
Who did we hear from?
The wives were sick of the drafts.
Okay. Our parents and our wives. Great. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, proceed. Sorry.
Yeah. So we've got a brand new game called Who's Your Daddy that we're going to be rolling out today, and we're going to give it a shot. We're going to see how it works, see if everybody likes it. But so let's start off.
Hold on. Can you play the sound?
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, like-
we can do that.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we were really crisp for a couple minutes there, and then you missed your opportunity to play the sound.
I didn't know if we were going to save it for the end, but
Say, what are you?
What are you
What
saving
are you
it for?
saving it for?
What are we saying? What are we saving it for?
I don't know.
Episode 6? We might not get there, guys. Come on, man.
All right. Either way,
Yeah, we got so. And the reason I asked you to play that is because I want everybody to know we got a fresh soundboard.
Oh, we are always working on the soundboard because it is always bad, and we're looking to make it a little bit less bad.
Right.
So we're going to see how this works, and so let's get into it. Who has some updates for us? Who's going first? What do you got, Abs?
Yeah, I'll go. So, the sleep regression, for those of you that watched the last episode.
Hold on. Sorry. This is. I apologize. My watch thinks I'm working out.
Just because we did an ad read for a gym.
We're so fat that just talking about exercising or go to the gym raises our heart rate enough to set off our Apple Watch.
Whoa, hey, are you thinking about lifting weights, bud?
Sir, your heart rate went over 90. That's the first time this month. Is
That
everything
is-
okay?
Could you not think about looking for a bench while everybody else is on them and you're just standing there awkwardly with your clothes and they're a little too tight because you haven't been to the gym too long? Could you stop thinking about that?
You are the guy that you are the guy that just said in the Disney episode that you were trying to rock a scooter around the park.
That's true.
Oh god.
All right,
Okay, sorry.
back to the podcast.
Yeah, back to the
right.
real content. we need to
Okay,
hear.
great.
Okay.
So, the sleep regression is still happening. It's still it's gotten a little bit better, but it's still happening. I think part of what was happening, and I think I talked about this last week, was Kennedy has some teeth coming in. She's teething a little bit. She does have a. She does. Sorry, bro. She does have a. She does have a tooth that has come in, so we can feel the teeth, and starting to teeth a little bit, stuff like that. But it was really funny actually. The lady at daycare, we told her like, yeah, she's been struggling a little bit. She's got a tooth coming in, and I went and picked her up from daycare the other day, and the lady said to me, yeah, I felt her tooth, and I wasn't quite sure how. I was like, oh yeah, like she's got it.
She's
But
just that lady's just sticking her fingers in
Well,
your dog's mouth.
I wasn't quite sure how to respond. I got back in the car and I called Janie. I said, yeah, so when we went, like, I picked up Kennedy and she just told me that, like, yeah, she felt her tooth. So, like, is this woman sticking her fingers in my kid's mouth? Which, like, you know what? Maybe. I mean, like,
Yeah, but you get a discount on daycare.
I do get a discount for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And this lady's actually really great. She actually is more. It's more of like a grandma vibe. Like she gets the, like, when I pick her up every day, the lady, like, when we leave, she says like, I love you. And sometimes I say I love you back, but then I realize that she's talking to the baby. So
like a grandma vibe, as in she's like jealous that the baby has teeth. Like she
no,
doesn't
she's got her
have
teeth. She's got her teeth. She's wonderful. But like all the kids, like, you know, you go to daycare and, like, you know, when you guys go to daycare, like, you go to school, right?
talking on the mic.
Sorry. When you thanks.
We're still learning.
5
We're working on it.
episodes.
Still
in.
I really turned my head too much. Sorry. When you go to daycare,
You did it again.
I'm worried about the breathing into the microphone. I don't want people to hear it. When you go to daycare, you call the ladies at daycare like Miss So and So or Miss, like, because they're kind of like almost like more like teachers than they are. Like the kids that go to this daycare, they call her Nana, and I'm like, oh, we're not gonna call her Nana yet. We're not there yet, but maybe one day we will. So yeah, so Nana is just sticking her finger in my
Nice.
kid's mouth to feel her teeth. So
Good.
that's what's going on right now.
You gotta like pull like a Curb Your Enthusiasm type thing and look around her house and see if she has like soap. Just make sure. Be like, Nana, I noticed you don't have a lot of soap in your house. Do you believe in washing your hands?
Are you at least like when you're feeling her teeth? Do you have clean hands? You didn't just wipe another kid's ass and then feel my kid's tooth. I'm hoping that's not what's happening. And Miss Donna, if you are listening to this podcast, I doubt you are. I've never told you about it. You're doing a great job. I love everything about you. So we're not ever going to leave you unless you kick us out.
Also, just side note, that's a nice cup you got there, Abs. That's the Bad Dadvice cup. If we get to a video over, 500 views, maybe we'll start selling merch. If you like it, take a look at it. I don't know. So what do you got? What do you got, Trey? Any updates?
Yeah. So I'll go on the daycare vibe for our daycare.
Oh, this is good.
So this week, actually, on Monday, we go in to pick up the kid, and the teacher, who's like a new teacher, he switched classes, but it's still the infant classroom.
Wait, is he?
What?
Did you say he?
Yeah,
Oh, like
his
Ivy
son.
switched classes. I thought you meant the teacher. I thought it was like a male teacher. Sorry. Keep going.
Is it Billy Horschel?
Nice,
Sorry.
huge throwback for the audience.
Thanks.
Yeah, men can be teachers too. You know that, right?
I'm literally a teacher. I understand that.
Right.
yes.
So what's the?
Well,
Why was
It's
that?
not very many- it's not
whether
very
it was a
many-
woman or a man, why did you need to interrupt me?
are there that many men like?
You should only
date-
interrupt me if I'm breathing heavily or not talking into the
Dude,
microphone.
Can you stop working out and like, please? But not many men are like daycare teachers kind of things. You know?
I don't know, but sure.
Are there men at your daycare?
Yeah, there's man.
Man,
There's
singular.
man. There's man.
There's man there.
So our teacher, I think it's like new teachers, but Ivy is in this new classroom, and I guess they don't know him. So on Monday, we talked about it on this pod, but my son's name is Francis, and he goes by Ivy because he's the fourth Francis. So some of his stickers say Ivy, and some of his stickers say Francis. And the one teacher says, "Hey, grab the bottle out of the fridge," and the teacher goes, "Oh no, there's nothing in here. There's just one for Francis." So I go, "That's my son, so please give me that, and you should probably learn his name, please, thank you." And then when I get home that day, he has a diaper on that's not his diaper. Different brand, different name on it. 2 days later, on Wednesday, another different diaper that's not the same brand as Monday, and also not a brand.
Poop again.
What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? You're so excited about this new soundboard that you just want to do it anytime
Whenever.
you can.
Whenever.
Jesus.
Let's give him one chance to redeem himself. You have one chance to play a sound to redeem yourself.
The fresher.
Who's your daddy?
You just know we love that one.
You just had to play it safe. So Wednesday, different diaper that's different from Monday, different from the diapers that we brought in. And then today, which is a Thursday, the next day, they call us and say, we gave one of Ivy's bottles to another kid. And we go, and it's like, that's a bummer. Like, I want my son to eat. But it's not the end of the world. And then they finish the call and they go, it's probably because it wasn't labeled properly. And we're like, well, it was. They go, well, the top was labeled, but the bottle wasn't labeled. And my thought is, what, did somebody smudge it so much that it read like another kid's name? Like, how could you, even if it was completely wiped off or there was no label, how would you give it to another kid? So now we're in this situation where we need to teach the teachers how to read and how to remember our kid's name and how to not feed our bottles to somebody else. So
Probably tell them they shouldn't be playing musical chairs with the bottle tops.
bottle tops, diapers,
Diapers,
labels. So this is the little things that happen when you're a dad that you have to deal with, because it's my wife's not going to say anything. So if this continues to be an issue, I got to now say something. I got to go in and be like, don't tell us what to do. You don't know what you're doing. Not us. We know what we're doing. You don't know what you're doing. And then there was this passive aggressive email that went out to presumably everybody that was just a reminder, here's how you label your bottles. Not at us, but to the distribution list. And I looked at it and I was like, yeah, that's exactly how we do it. So I'm not going to change. How about you guys give our kid the bottles that we send, which is in a bag with his name on it. It's in a tote with his name on it, in a plastic bag with his name on it, with a cap with his name on it, with a bottle with his name on it. So you pick one of the 4 names, and that's the bottle for my son.
In a teacher's defense, It is hard to learn the kids' names.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're all idiots.
Well, we are. No, we're not all idiots. I'm actually a genius. Some teachers are idiots, but I promise the kids on the first day of school. I say, listen up. I will not know your name for a long time. Give me till Christmas. Christmas. I mean, that's like, it takes me 4 months to learn all the kids' names. Now, I'm sure at daycare they don't have.
Do you feed your kids breast milk in seventh grade algebra?
No, first of all, it's 8th grade, okay, and I keep all my breast milk for myself, so I don't share breast milk.
Fancy.
It's too
That's
too
safe.
delicious.
That's safer.
But yeah, it is tough to learn all the kids' names. But like in daycare, yeah, you should probably know.
Yeah, so that's just a little recency thing that we got to deal with. What about you? You got anything going on there? Black on black?
Yeah. So my wife's at 29 weeks now. We actually have a doctor's appointment coming up soon, where I think we are going to start talking about like a C-section kind of deal, maybe, because we're starting to get to that point where if everything doesn't line up perfectly, we have to do a C-section anyways. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what the next appointment's going to be. But just as far as like updates, last time I was saying I felt the baby's kick for the first time. Like I was able to feel both of them. It was kind of cool. And now it's like they're definitely growing bigger inside because her stomach is doing like some alien like shit, man. It is wild.
It gets weird.
And like she can like
elbows sticking out.
Yeah, like she'll like sit there and I always she's always doing this. I'm like, quit punching the friggin' babies, man. What are you doing? Like that's like rule number 1. Don't punch the babies, don't shake the babies.
Right.
And she's sitting here doing this all day, and then they're just throwing elbows back at her. I said, that's what I'm tired of my kids fighting back.
You already got one baby kicking the shit out of the other baby.
Yeah, one's kicking the other one in the head, and so yeah, it's really weird right now. Like seeing like all the elbows start. I don't know if they're elbows or heads or knees or whatever it is, but you can just like see her stomach doing this all day.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
it gets even weirder.
Yeah, I'm sure in another few weeks it's gonna be way weird too.
It's like even weirder like when they're actually out.
I'm gonna see a friggin' face come through her stomach.
How weird they are when you actually hold it. It's like, oh god, this is weird.
Like I sent my dad a picture of Ivy sitting right in the seat, and like he was holding Ivy, and it's like he looks so like unbelievably different between then and now, which is like basically the amount of time that you have until like he's born. And it's like amazing how much they change just in like those first like couple of months. Mm-hmm. Obviously in the womb, and then like when they get out, the first year it's just like so much different. Like every couple months is just wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
What about you? What you got going on?
I mean, I'll be pretty quick. I mean, I can't think of anything except for what just happened today. Me and Tiff had our appointment at Wells Fargo to combine our banking. And I have never wanted to just commit murder like I did today. These people did not know how to do their job for 1 second.
That's great. I'm going to give a shout out to SoFi. Get your money right.
Yeah. SoFi's the way to go. Wells Fargo needs work. The banker that I was working with must have called her the main office of like how to do your job like 3 times in the hour and a half that we were there. Like my dad literally filled out all his paperwork to get off of my account. So I had this folder of every single paper you could ever have. And she was just like, well, maybe we can do this. And then once he's off, then we can come back. And I was like, no. We're going to do this today. We have all the things. We're going to do it today. And literally we were there after they closed. Like the lady, it was.
Wait, so
it was so bad.
That's always when I know Cardwell's mad when he does it.
So wait. So you were trying to. So you're on a joint account with your parents. You were trying to like get off of that joint account and then add Tiffany to that account?
So you can't add someone if you have even if they haven't touched your account in years, if they're part of your account, they have to be there to change the account in any way.
Wait, so you're still on an account with your parents?
Well, I am too.
Well, he's like his name is
I have a different account too.
His name is there, but he hasn't like touched it in forever. We just never took him off. So now we realized there was a problem, so we did that today. And we've been working. This is our 3rd time into the bank to do it.
So I have that same thing. And instead of, I don't even know. I still have it. My mom has access to it, but she doesn't like, she'll like put $100 in there every year on my birthday or whatever. But like.
She does?
Yeah. Actually, I think she
What a good mom.
She Venmos me now. But
It's easier just to put it in the bank account.
from the joint account. She takes $100 and sends it.
Maybe
the
she's
same $100
maybe
she's
she's,
just
maybe
cycling.
she's Venmoing me from my own account,
That's what I just said.
sending me my own money. No, that's not what you said. But I could have done that. But I think what we ended up doing is we just open a new account and take all the money in your joint account with your dad and transfer it to the new account, and then you still have that account. It just has no money in it.
Right.
It was.
Did you ever think about that?
Some banks charge a service fee just to have an account open, though.
Did you ever think about
Wells Fargo, you can hire me. I'm sound like a genius right now.
Did you ever think about just opening a different account?
Well, Tiff is keeping her account. She's at Bank of America, and then it was just easier in my mind to just get it all together, and then we can figure out another account at some point later. We just needed to get it all together.
Sounds like it wasn't very easy.
SoFi.
Was it?
SoFi.
Yeah, SoFi. SoFi is the way to go.
You go to SoFi and open up a joint account or an individual account, and you tell me you're gonna go, I cannot believe how much easier that was to do than deal with anything Wells Fargo or Bank of America related.
Yeah, and surprise, we're also now sponsored by SoFi.
We're not. I don't think you're allowed to legally say that. So
We are not sponsored by SoFi,
Let's make sure we don't lie.
but we would like to be.
No, I don't think we would.
No.
All right.
I love
Anyways.
SoFi, but we're giving SoFi too much love right now. So
All right. So
Sorry, Community First Credit Union.
I just opened a new account with the Suncoast Credit Union.
Suncoast?
Yeah, it was like to pay my union dues and stuff. They
yeah,
were giving me $100.
They've actually got 2 banks in the state of Florida. So
Is this real? Suncoast Bank?
I've never heard
Credit
of them.
union.
What is Suncoast Credit Union?
I think it's a teacher's credit union.
What?
So I opened the account because they were gonna.
Why?
So,
What does that mean?
so I opened the account to pay my union dues. Yeah, teachers unions. What's up? And they were gonna give me $100 for it. So I was like, okay, sure, why not?
All right. Well, before we go down this rabbit hole,
All right,
we're
yeah.
already 20 minutes in. So
Okay, hold on.
let's
God,
get
really?
into the meat of the conversation. So let's talk about the biggest event that's happened recently. Francis, you did some international travel.
International air travel. So I want to
baby.
give everybody a little bit of Dadvice.
I need this too.
This might actually be good Dadvice. Some of it. Most of it will be bad. But we traveled to Saskatoon,
I'm from Saskatchewan. What's up in Canada, eh?
So this entire
I'm so glad
conversation.
you have that. I love that movie.
So this entire conversation was staged up so that you could play that sound.
I 100%. I knew that was going
What's
to
up,
happen.
ladies?
What's up, ladies? Saskatchewan.
You were so ready to play it.
You played it too early though, but that's okay.
Yeah, so we flew from Jacksonville to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and it is a 3-flight, 2 layover, 15-hour day with a 9-month-old toddler. We opted to go first class because we bougie, and it was still brutal. So we do, when they're a toddler, you can have 2 seats and they can sit on your lap, which we did because why would I buy another seat? Now I kind of understand why you would buy another seat because there's nowhere to put the kid when they're freaking out. So that was a little bit of a mistake. But one of the things that we kind of like learned along the way is when you're going up and when you're coming down, give them a bottle, pop the ears. Right?
Okay.
That makes sense?
It's like chewing gum. Yeah.
Like you chew gum. So that's one of the good tips that we got. One of the bad things that happened is he's not used to sleeping like while we're holding him. He's kind of always wiggling whatever, and we put him down when he goes to sleep. So he refused to sleep on the flights.
Oh.
So on the way there, the first flight's like an hour, second flight's like 4.5 hours, and midway through the second flight, we're talking blowouts.
Oh, gross.
Right, and we're in first class, so poor us. You got to walk all the way to the back of the plane for the changing room. I don't fit in an airplane anything, let alone an airplane bathroom. All right, so Megan,
And we're back to being fat.
yeah. If anybody's new to the pod, just let me take a quick little sidebar. We are going to talk about dad stuff, fat stuff,
Maybe a little sports.
Little sports stuff.
Little sports, little finance.
Apparently banking. Yeah.
Yeah, little finance, little sports stuff.
And
mostly
major
being
blowouts.
Mostly being fat dads. So blowout time. Megan, my wife, is like, we're both over it. 8 hours in, we're like, this is exhausting. She's got to deal with the blowouts. What happens when the blowout happens? Food cart time, where they're like, you can't fucking go anywhere. You can't fucking make it. So she's holding the baby out, going, I got fucking shit all over me. Can I change the kid?
At least let me get
You're-
at least
and
let me
you're
get a ginger ale.
They're like, no, I have to give this guy cranberry juice.
Excuse me, would you like some peanuts?
And you're like, get the fuck out of here. So eventually, like everybody was pretty good, like around us. Nobody was a jerk to us. And they helped Megan like squeeze around somehow. But like, yeah, like I don't fit in the bathroom. I can't do I could never change a kid in an airplane bathroom. I mean, I can't even pee right. I mean, I gotta like, duck my head, give myself a stinger, like trying to get in there.
What was that?
Like when you get hit in football, it's called a stinger. No,
I
you
didn't
don't
know
know.
that.
What?
Okay, a little sidebar. Nobody knows.
So you go back to the first class seats thing. Somebody told me one time that for the long flights like that the first class seats are not actually the best bet, and that instead you get the bulkhead seat in the main cabin, right? The first seat with the wall in front of you, because the airplanes apparently have a bassinet attachment that can like go on that wall right there. So somebody told me that. I've never obviously tried it.
Yeah, they didn't have anything.
They didn't have
We were
anything.
doing Delta and what is it? WestJet. Oh God,
WestJet?
Not
Is that like-
not a sponsor?
Is
It'll
that-
never be a sponsor?
Is that the Spirit of Canada?
Yeah, WestJet. I think that's like how you get out west in Canada. Like it's like
Jet West. That's pretty original.
How you get out there?
Makes sense.
Math
So-
checks out.
Yeah, so like he has a blowout in the middle of the flight. You change him, you come back to your seats, and he would not go to sleep. And then what happened in Atlanta? We had like a delay in Atlanta. So when we get to Calgary, so he's basically crying like the whole second half of the second flight on the way up. When we get to Calgary, it's like it was late because it was delayed in Atlanta. Duh, it's Atlanta, right? And you have like built-in layover time. Well, when you get to Calgary, which is an international airport, you got to go through customs. So we have global entry, but they're like, no, you can't use global entry because the kid hasn't completed his interview to like finish his global. And you're like,
He's a
No
terrorist.
way.
what's he gonna fucking
That little
say?
baby's a terrorist.
You're like, what's he goo goo gaga? Nope, denied. You're like, okay. So we get to Calgary and we have to like go and do customs and go through the whole thing. We get to the final customs check and they go, okay, give me your boarding passes for the last flight. And we pull it out and we're like, well, here's it on the app. Like, it's not really loading on the app because like the app's messed up. Like, well, give me the paper tickets. And we go, the kid fucking ate the paper tickets on the last flight. Like, I don't have the paper tickets. Who fucking keeps paper tickets? God damn it. And they go, well, if you don't have the tickets for the last flight, how do you think I got here? What do you think? I fucking walked in? Think I'm doing this for fun? And so we don't have the paper tickets. So we got to like go back to this other terminal and like ask them to like print our boarding passes. And they go like, we can't print your old boarding passes. And we're like,
'Cause you already
so how
boarded.
the fuck do I get in the fucking thing? I don't fucking, what is this fucking terminal? Tom Hanks? Fucking, am I stuck here forever? Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? You got a tent? Can I sleep here? What the fuck? And so they tell us, no, what we'll do is we'll print your boarding passes for the next flight, and then you go out and then come back through security like you're just a resident of Calgary coming through security again.
Oh my god.
And we're like, are all of our bags gonna be okay? They're like, yeah, the bags will be fine. They'll be on the plane. They'll be fine. They'll be on the
Oh, famous last
be on the
words.
flight. And so we're like, all right, so we have like we have like a lot of stuff with us, like stroller, which I haven't even talked about, stroller and the whole thing, and frozen milk, because we got to carry frozen milk to like get there for 7 days. So you got like a bag of frozen milk and a backpack full of shit and fucking a stroller and like all this stuff. And so we leave and we come back through the regular customs line and we're fucking pushing it. Like our flight, like we have like 10 minutes until the doors close when we're like getting into the line to go through security. So I'm like, you do like the Larry, Larry. You do one of those, Larry. Larry.
No, Larry's up front. He's like, Larry.
Larry. And he tried to, and so I like ask a bunch of, can I cut? And everybody's being nice and they let us cut. And when you go through the security, like if you have liquids, they don't like let you go through. So it's like they stop you and like every time you go through security, they're going to check everything. So I'm like, yeah, I got it. Like, I'm like, I know you have to do this, but like, can I go? And they go, we got to check your bag. It's liquids. So I'm like, I got to stand there. So Megan's like full sprint in the with the stroller and the kid, go. I'll wait with the bags. Eventually we get the bags. It's like, I didn't run because I can't run. I'm fat, but I walked really fast. And Megan doesn't know that, so don't tell Megan. She thinks I ran.
Thanks, honey. Thanks, honey, for running. Oh no, I didn't do that. No,
I came and I was like psyched myself. God, that's tough.
He actually was breathing hard though, so he sold it.
It's true. I didn't have to sell it.
You just got to hit the big arm motions going through the final portion.
So we get on the plane, and then to cap it, it's like he's absolutely screaming his mind the whole flight. 100% of the last flight, he's screaming. We don't get in until 2 a.m. our time. His bedtime's like 8 p.m. So it's like an absolute nightmare. And that was, just hellacious. And so the whole time I'm there, it was great while we were there. See the family, got a babysitter built in, so it's all good. But while you're there, you're just dreading the way back. The day before we leave, we're at a Boston Pizza, which is you don't even know. It's like a Canadian thing, I guess, right? It's like a
Pizza.
It's like the Applebee's. It's like an Applebee's of Canada.
Oh, okay.
Right, and they got like pizza and wings.
I hope they have pizza.
A lot of like video poker and stuff like that.
We actually don't have pizza.
So in Boston Pizza, he's like whining, fussing. I go to change him. This is less than 24 hours before our flight, and when I get in the bathroom, like exorcism vomit all over me. Like during our trip, I didn't mention this, but he was taking some medication for like an ear infection that he had. So like we assume it's like that's like one of the symptoms. And so he absolutely like all over me. I gotta take my jacket off and like I gotta toss it in a bag, like a to go. Hey, can I get a to go bag for my vomit shirt? Thanks, Boston Pizza.
Did you have
Want to be a sponsor?
Did you have an undershirt on, or
I had an undershirt on. I didn't just wear my.
Boston Pizza, just no rules. You just walk out with no shirt on.
That's like an Applebee's.
What's up, Boston? I've been topless in an Applebee's before, I think.
It's like an Applebee's.
Karaoke nights get wild.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then so we sit down to like finish. I'm like, we got to get out of here. Like finish our meal. Like let's get out of here. We go and like as soon as Megan picks up Ivy and puts on, and massive blowout all over her.
Oh,
so she's got to take off her shirt and like change the kid. So we're walking out of there. Like I couldn't even imagine these people are thinking about us. But we got 2 to-go bags. 3 to-go bags. One's got buffalo chicken mac and cheese in it, and 2 have shit shirts. That's what we took out of there. So that happened today. I'm freaking. I'm like, dude. I'm like, we gotta like. I'm like, this is like unbelievable. Flight gets canceled. We get home. Flight gets canceled.
Oh my god.
So now we're like on the phone with like a kid that I don't know if he can fly. I'm dreading flying. Flight's canceled. The whole 9. The next day we go to fly, and it ended up being. Okay, he learned how to sleep on the plane. It was better. We got lucky. It was better coming back because we left at, 3 a.m.
Jeez.
And he was like tired and like we got lucky on the way back. So
I gotta say, I'm really happy that it worked out for you. But that was a really anticlimactic ending. I thought things were just gonna get exponentially worse.
Yeah, I'm like expecting like with the whole thing, like the airline lost something,
and then the pilot had a
shit.
blowout on him.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And the pilot shit himself.
Sorry, I did forget that they did lose our bags on the way there.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, so we did Walmart trip, right?
Yeah, so we didn't have bags for the first 2 days that we were there. So we went to Walmart and it was like $300 worth of stuff, and I was like, $300? And they're like, Canadian. I go, oh, that's great. What is this, like fake money?
Okay, here's some Monopoly money.
Oh, you want your Monopoly in the money? There you go. Yeah, it's like $200 US or whatever.
Let's go.
Yeah, we did. They did lose our luggage. I forgot. Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, it was a rough travel thing, but they got Calgary Airport had a nice playpen for the kids, so that was good on the way back. And our global entry, we did the interview in the Calgary Airport on the way back during our layover, and it was literally like just go up to the TSA agent, and they're like, "Oh, it's a baby, done." It was like that was how easy it was, and like so we got that done. So now he's got global entry, and that's how you fly with a baby.
So takeaway, right? So we talking about giving some advice, dadvice here. What, like, if you had to name like, hey, I'm about to fly next week. I'm going on an international flight or any flight longer than, let's call it 4 hours. Like, what's the number one thing next time when you do that you're like, there's no way I can do this without this? What's the number one takeaway? What's the number one tip for dads taking their kids on planes?
Good luck.
Booze.
Don't do it.
Nah, man.
Rent a car.
It's a gamble.
So,
Pure gamble.
so I knew you were doing this international flight, and I knew that this episode of the podcast would kind of be recapping like flying with kids and things like that. And I had told Emily like, oh yeah, this is what the next one's going to be about. Well, one of her friends has twin girls that are, I want to say they're like 1 or 2 years old, like they're really young, and she actually put something on Instagram the other day saying like, hey, does anybody have some tips or tricks or whatever? And Emily was like, oh, you should tell her to watch the podcast. I was like, I don't know if you've listened to Trey's disclaimers.
Thank you.
This is a podcast for men to watch,
That's true.
not for women to watch.
That's true. We should definitely make sure that's clear. We talked about what we will talk about. Also, the audience of this podcast, it should be men who are dads and overweight,
Or prospective dads.
or prospective dads who are overweight.
So what you're saying is our like 30 listeners we've got right now is pretty much our cap.
Yeah, like,
We've already hit it.
There's more than 30. There's more than
Yeah.
30 prospective dads that are fat.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 right
I don't think you
here.
understand.
Or more than 30 dads that are fat.
When you
Right,
watch like
right. Come
when you
on,
watch like a how to start a podcast and they say make sure you find your niche, I go, yeah, fat dads, dude, that's like a perfect niche. Like there's like
Oh, yeah.
millions of fat dads. Like you want to come on, you're a fat dad, let's go.
And we're not motivating you fat dads to get skinny. We're just
Yeah.
like how to be good fat dads.
Yeah,
Or bad fat dads.
Speaking of
whatever.
fat dads, let's transition into our final segment of the night.
We want to roll into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I want
All
to
right.
I'm excited.
So here we go. The next segment is going to be,
Who's your daddy?
oh yeah, we got a new game going on. So anyways, let me explain the game. So for the people that are listening, it's going to be fun for you guys too, but this is an incentive to go over to our YouTube to watch the video version. I'm going to be showing all the guys a picture of a young kid, baby, whatever, and that kid will have a famous father, and the whole name of the game is to guess who the famous father is.
I never would have guessed that was how we were going to do this.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to show the picture, and then I'm going to give a clue. Everybody's going to guess. You can guess the same thing, whatever. If you get it on the first clue, 3 points. Second clue, 2 points. Third clue, 1 point. There's 3 pictures, and whoever has the most points at the end wins.
All right.
Are we done with mouth dings?
No,
Yeah.
I got dings.
How will
got
I know?
dings.
How will I? Will you tell me on the first clue if I got it right?
How about this?
Yeah, no.
How about this? Let's just fucking play the game.
There's
Yeah.
no rules
Yeah.
on this podcast. I forgot.
Yeah, if you get it
I
right,
forgot.
if you get it right on the first one, it's over. You got it. 3
Okay.
points, all that good stuff.
All right, no rules
All right.
here. No rules.
So here's the picture for the YouTube and for
That's
the guys.
Tom Brady.
That is the picture.
No,
All right.
that's,
And so I'm going to go back to the picture here.
That's not Tom Brady.
And so here's the first clue for the guys.
Can the viewers see this picture?
Yeah, I showed it on the YouTube.
Yeah.
So anyways, a lot of people love my daddy, and a lot of people think he's a dickhead.
Yeah, that's Tom. That's got to be Tom Brady.
What's everybody guessing?
Tom Brady.
I just want to say something different. I'm just going to say Matt Damon.
So we got 2 Tom Bradys and a Matt Damon. Well, that didn't work out for you, Abs, because it is Tom Brady.
I kind of knew it was, but I didn't want all 3 of us to say Tom Brady. I like.
My daddy
Here's
left
the picture.
Well, hold on. My daddy left my mommy for a model.
Correct.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
Giselle.
his
and then
his first wife.
And then his model left his
Oh,
daddy.
that's not what Giselle. I
No,
didn't
that's Jack. So the next one.
and then his model stepmommy left his
know.
daddy.
and then the model mommy left. That's a sick hat, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Sick hat and deep V for
yeah,
OGs.
like for those people. So that's the viewers can see this picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they can't see the great PowerPoint skills. Right?
No, no.
This is okay. Good.
All right. So we're gonna go on to the.
Some people
to the
think my
next
daddy
one.
is a goat. Oh my gosh, we would have definitely got this. Come on.
Yeah. So I mean, that was only worth 1 point.
That's
So-
one
okay.
point.
All right,
Okay,
so-
so you both have 3
So
points.
0
Yeah.
Oh,
and 3.
fuck. Okay.
All right. So here's the next one.
Oh, this one's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough. All right.
By the way, you didn't give us any points, so verbal dings, mouth dings.
Nice.
All right. So there we go. All right. So my daddy is known worldwide in his industry.
Okay.
I can't let them all be easy.
They're famous dads. You can say that about any of them.
Worldwide.
In his industry, he's an industry man.
Yeah. So any guesses?
Her daddy is.
Elon Musk.
Her daddy is. Her daddy is.
You're doing great.
That's good radio.
There's more clues, so you can just say no.
I mean, or
I'm-
Robo could say
I'm-
something.
I'm-
Or Robo could
I'm-
say something.
I'm waiting till the next clue on this one.
Oh, you're not even gonna make a guess.
Do I
Not
lose
even gonna
points if
make a
I do I
guess.
lose
No,
points
no,
if I
you don't
guess?
lose points.
You don't
Okay.
lose points.
Not even making a guess.
Learn how to play the game, idiot.
I understand how to play
No
the game.
rules,
I'm not
though.
making a guess.
All right,
All right.
I'll guess Rush Limbaugh.
All right, you're wrong. Okay.
Okay.
So the next clue is going to be my daddy used to be in a band,
R.I.P.
but did very well after he left them.
Used to be in a band.
Eminem and D12.
I like that guess.
Well, I like that. I was going to say that. That's actually a really good guess.
You can guess.
You can say it.
Yeah, I like that. I think I want to go with that too.
Okay, nice.
Little D, these chicks don't even know the name of my band.
That's how it goes.
Little D12.
Robo, you got to guess?
Eminem was good before he was in D12.
Oh, Jesus. Are you going to guess or are you just
No,
going to sit?
I'm gonna wait for the
Okay,
third.
just wait
All right.
again.
Yeah.
Well, that's not correct. So
Okay.
the third clue is going to be several Disney movies would not have been the same without my daddy's music.
Phil Collins.
Phil
Phil
Collins.
Collins.
It is most definitely
Correct!
Phil and Lily Collins.
You said just the dad. We just had to know the dad. Why are you putting the mom in there?
Also,
This is a
the
podcast
picture.
for dads. There's no moms.
also,
No,
fucking-
Lily
also-
is the
oh,
name
is
of
Lily
the
the
daughter.
kid?
Lily's the kid.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Hey, can you relax? Can you not scream?
Was I screaming a little bit? I was getting fired up. I thought it was a picture of moms for dads.
I know you're loud wrong.
Unbelievable.
Also, hold on. We all got it right. So fucking mouth dings.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Are you,
There's so many. I gotta simplify this board because there's so much stuff on here.
do I get an added point for getting it right first?
There we
There
go.
we
got a
go.
ding.
Thank you. Just
All right.
let's keep it simple, stupid, please. Thank you.
All right. So for the audience, there's that, and for the guys, here is the
Talking
next
to the mic. Thank you.
picture. Next
Who's that?
picture's there.
That's Anne Frank.
It is a black and white picture for the audio audience, and it's a little girl.
Oh, that's right. This
So,
is I forgot. This
Who's
is-
Anne Frank's dad? I don't know.
Yeah. So the
Hold
first
up.
clue is going to be my daddy has had documentaries made about him.
Hitler.
I mean, it makes sense with the black and white.
There are documentaries about it.
Michael Jackson.
I'm gonna say Walt Disney.
All right. Well, none of those are right.
All right.
So
Next
next clue. My daddy used to perform at parties and charity events.
Prince.
P.T. Barnum.
Oh,
Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Yeah, we got it.
I really
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that guess, but no, you guys are wrong. So
You
we're
got
gonna
a
go.
guess?
I passed.
We're gonna go to the third clue. So Ab's automatically eliminated because you guys have 3
Mathematically
points.
eliminated?
He's got one. You guys got 4. He's got 1. So
Yeah, you're an idiot. Way
yeah.
to go.
Anyways,
This game's
So the
between,
third
between
clue-
me and Robo. Okay.
Perfect.
my daddy went to prison for a very long time.
Marilyn Manson.
Perform at parties. I'm gonna say Marilyn Manson just so I can't lose.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Oh man, Abs, you have anything to say?
Charles Manson.
I'm just gonna pass because I'm eliminated.
All right. Well, I'm going to show the YouTube this picture. And does this picture help you guys at all?
No.
No? It's a picture of the dad and the girl. That's nothing. All right. Well,
This is great for a podcast audio listener.
Yeah.
it's John Wayne Gacy.
I knew it was him. I was closer. Charles Manson, I was closer.
It is John Wayne Gacy, the clown killer.
I have no.
So
idea
what
who
you're
that is.
saying is I should have known the clown killer's daughter and what she looks like. That's a reasonable thing for me to know.
Well, I mean, he performed at parties as the clown.
I thought P.T. Barnum was a killer guess.
And it's close. Like clown circus is pretty
Right,
close.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, you
Well,
were
maybe the problem is he wasn't enough of a killer guess.
I don't
Bum,
get it.
bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
No, don't you do it. You play the sound. Thank you.
Dude.
Okay, and on that note, I think we're done with the podcast. Hey, let's start getting rabbit.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I really also
Wait,
hope
how
it come,
come your outros? Why don't you wrap it on my outro? Why did
because you
do
didn't say the things. So I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. I really hope it actually came out in 4K because we're really excited for this to do that. But yep, just check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We got all the things. And now,
Don't forget
Hope you guys have a great
Don't forget
day.
about phys-edjacks.com. Physical education, personal training.